We are the brothers of the Great Millstone, a branch here in Chicago. And first and foremost, we want to give all praises, all honor, and glory unto
Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakarash.
Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers that's doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. The would-be judges, the 144,000, right, and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, among the heathen nations, among the Gentile nations that look like the heathen nations. This is not a black thing, all right. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you, we say Shalom, all right. And so real quick, somebody get 2 Ezra 9, read verses 1 through 6. Brother, could you pull it up?
This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 9, and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs.
And the things that we're seeing in the world are basically that scripture just walked off the pages. It's happening. And when the pestilence is coming from the left and the right, from up and down, they're coming from every angle. Got to be careful what we say when we speak about these things. Normally I'm live on Malcolm, well, I'm on a whole nother channel because I got a strike for speaking the truth. Basically, that's what it comes down to. Because when you talk about their precious C word, when you point out, which I find it amazing, that even after all the fallacies and all the fraud that's been proven behind it, they still want to push it. Somebody get Job 13 and 4, Baba Bashar.
I got it right here.
Bring it out, brother.
This is Job 13 and 4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value.
Right, they're all physicians of no value, man, because what? They lie. Because they do lie, and they lie all the time. So I'm going to play this short video. Get the sound right.
Hey, so like, can I bring this out real quick to bring up that scripture?
Absolutely.
And this Psalms 58 and verse 3. It say the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
Speaking lies. And then they set it up to where they punish you when you reveal their lies, when you speak the truth. All right. So, there's a lot of man-made issues that are making people sick. All right. So I'm going to play this video, but, we had a strange fog that went across a whole bunch of states, damn near all the southern states. And everybody that went through that fog or went out into that fog or drove through it, they all had the same symptoms that you're about to hear about. But these people were the people that were in the fog. And here's the thing, too, that a lot of that fog, whatever it is, whatever the hell it is, I just think is the stratospheric aerosol injections brought low. That's just my belief. I'm not saying that it is. I just believe that. But one thing's for sure is that the residue of it was in people's swimming pools. All right, and people had ponds on their property, pools on their property. You got all this stuff in their pools, so the residue was left behind. So I'm waiting for the research on people who scooped it up and and put it under a microscope and see exactly what's in it. So eventually that's going to surface, and I can't wait for it for that to happen. But nevertheless, what I'm about to play, and they're calling it something else, but all the people who experienced that fog, all right, you've seen the videos, they're all saying this, but they're not calling it this neural thing. It all came from from the people who experienced that fog. So let me just play it.
This morning, a holiday health warning as cases of the norovirus surge.
Norovirus decided to be our last little Christmas gift.
CDC shows an increase in outbreaks, with 91 reported in the first week of December across 14 states, more than double the number for the same week over the past 3 years.
Is there any reason why we're seeing this rise?
Gathering together, especially this time of the year, and all the traveling we're doing, that's causing the increases. The highly contagious virus, commonly referred to as the stomach flu, can cause days of vomiting, gastrointestinal problems, and fever.
I promise you, you do not want this.
Norovirus can be spread through direct contact with an infected person, touching contaminated surfaces, or eating contaminated food.
If you have been sick with this, I'm sending you all my love because it's no joke.
Now, with millions expected to gather for New Year's Eve celebrations, health experts say it's important to take precautions. Wash produce thoroughly, don't share utensils, and don't rely on hand sanitizer. You know, we all
So
have
you
this
can
rub-
expect that narrative to just keep getting pushed, all right? Because people did go out. Now, right now, the terrorist attacks that unfortunately happened in America are kind of drowning out the pestilence right now. But believe me, when the terrorists leave the room, the pestilence will be talking again.
And I bring this out.
Bring it out, brother.
This is just going to what the elder said, and you know, what the brothers bringing out in the whole scheme of things,
the house, the hand sanitizer.
that every day, you know, this is Ephesians 6:10. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in Yahweh and in the power of his might. Because through all this, that's what we got. It says, put on the whole armor of God that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Because this is one of the wiles of the devil. All right, his trickery. All right, his deceit. Somebody get that Corinthians. Lest Satan should take advantage of us. It said, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So we understand that all this is true, but it's by design. All right? It's because of Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Who else plagued the world with all of these diseases? All right? All these terrorist attacks. You know?
The basis of men.
That's right.
All right.
4:17.
I'm about to read it right now.
Ignorant of his devices.
Oh no, like let the elder bring it up.
No. Go ahead and finish it, brother.
Come.
And then I'll read it.
But go ahead.
2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
So there you go. Going back to wrestling against flesh and blood. And spiritual, not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness in high places. These are the devices of Satan, the prince of the power of the air.
This is first. Matter of fact, somebody get that Daniel. 4:17. When I read this Psalms, this is Psalm 75, and point is in 7, but I'm gonna start at 5. It said, lift not up your horn on high, speak not with a stiff neck, for promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. All right, but God is the judge. He put up down one and set up another. All right, so you got to remember, Esau was used as a whooping stick against the sons of God. All right, who are the Israelites? All right, the lowercase gods, the true judges. All right, because that's exactly what we are. All right, and since we fell off, the Lord said, well, you're not even men. All right, I watched that movie. What is it called? I can't remember the name of it. It basically means vampire in Romanian. Nerefestu or something like that. But there was a scene where he told the girl, you're not of this world, you're not meant for this world. You're meant for me. And he was considered a god. He was a wicked god, but he was considered a god. All right? And when you saw the power that he commanded, if you could talk to someone from a whole country away in their head, haunt them in their dreams. All right? She's laying with her husband, but he making her dream about him every night.
That nigga Jake.
Wicked ass, adulterous ass nigga. All right. But you know what? But the truth of the matter though is that she actually was his wife first. All right. He was just trying to claim her back.
You sound like a rod lot to me.
But nevertheless, we are lowercase gods, and the Lord set up the basis of men over gods as punishment. All right, so we have to walk around this earth, and I mean, look what Jake can do, man. You just look the way Jake dance, the way Jake run, the way Jake can fight, the way Jake can sing, the way Jake, whatever it is that Jake does, they do it amazingly. The way Jake can play instruments, you know, the way Jake can invent things, and they do it all so much greater than Esau Edom. And then when you see Esau Edom doing one of these things like Jake, that's because he's not an Edomite, all right, yep. Or she's not an Edomite. Okay, Jake. Remember, Jake got scattered among all the heathen, man, and Esau just cannot do what Jake does.
Nope.
So we have to. He can't, no matter how hard he tries. All right. Now, you got to understand, the Lord set up the basis of man. The lowest piece of shit is the one that's actually making up all the rules. The murderous individual. Somebody bring out that Daniel's real quick.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 4, and verse 17. It says, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men."
Right, so the basis of men. So you got to understand, this is a punishment for us, man. This is a punishment to be walking around, you know, with knowing what we're capable of, and even in our weakened state. Murph said it barely a couple hours ago, man.
Yeah.
That we are lower than everyone right now, all right? But still, collectively, the whole world mimics us. The video of Chris Brown was dancing in a suit. Go ahead.
When they was in the fashion show, Chris Brown and Gunna, they had that video, "This Drip Got You in Heat." Everybody, y'all know the song, y'all familiar with it, but we was just eating, you know, we was playing the videos on the phone, and I was saying that, you know, somebody get to Sirach 10 and get the last two verses just to back this up. Okay. And I was saying, like, here it is, we in captivity. Look, when we put the so-called white man and another nations in the captivity, in the kingdom, they ain't gonna have a fucking Michael Jordan. You got niggas like Mayweather, John Jones, all these fucking Michael Jackson. You ain't gonna have none of these dudes.
Right.
You look at all these
ball players,
boxers and shit.
Roberto Clemente, you ain't gonna have none of those, man.
Nothing. We did all that shit in captivity, man. Read that.
This is Sirach chapter 10 and 30. "The poor man is honored for his skill, and the rich man is honored for his riches.
Mm-hmm.
He that is honored in poverty."
See, what I'm talking about, when you talk about guys like Michael Jordan and all the Jay-Z's and all the Mike Tysons and shit, that's in our poverty. That's in captivity. Look at the first Jack Johnson. You ain't gonna have no damn Jack Johnson in the kingdom. Go ahead.
And there's another thing about Jack Johnson too, may I add?
Yeah.
That Jack Johnson was not only
he was an inventor.
Not right. He wasn't. Not only did he have ring savvy and fighting skills, but he was actually sharp. You know, as far as the man had, you know, he had a good brain and for creation. And one of the most practical tools that people use to this day, all right, the wrench, the pipe wrench, which they call a monkey wrench. All right.
Yeah.
Because Jack Jones created it, so it got nicknamed the monkey wrench. You know, that's the wrench where you can change the size and right.
We used to cut the fire hydrant on with it.
You know, you could change it to a big boat or a smaller boat. All right. Exactly. That was Jack Johnson's invention, and most people don't even know that. Wow. And they started calling it a monkey wrench. They couldn't just call it a wrench. Pass me that monkey wrench. All right. So there you go, man. Why? Because this low base of men.
Right. Go and finish that out, brother.
This is verse 31. "He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches."
So imagine how much more we gonna shine in the kingdom, man. If we got guys like that on this side, the lowest Esau brought us, GMO as Esau brought us, imagine how Jake's gonna be in the kingdom. Finish it out, brother.
And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty?
See now we're reading about all this wickedness that Esau doing. Even Esau don't like Esau. They don't want to be Esau.
No.
And you remember my man, what's the nigga from Aerosmith, Steven Tyler?
Yeah.
You remember when he found out he was Jake?
When his daughter told him that he was Nigerian.
We knew he was Jake. They doing it. He said when they said like his roots go back to Nigeria on his father's side. He said, "Oh yes."
He said,
"Yeah, it was so." Yeah.
He said, "I always knew it."
He said, "I always knew it. I was too tired to, African Americans. But he knew it. But it's funny because it still proved the spirit because his great grandfather, which I believe is him, was a slave. He was a slave and he was a musician. Cold. They traced him back to a fucking slave that was a musician, and you can't make none of this up. He got
the nigga soup coolers.
Oh man, definitely the nigga
right?
lips.
So it's
the way he's sitting in the chair. Just watch the interview. If you in the spirit, the way the nigga sitting in the chair.
To the 80s when he was young, when he was hot, when Aerosmith was hitting, all right, that was in the early 80s, late 70s, and throughout the 80s. The dude, he wasn't like the average Edomite guy. And you know what? You know who else I think that about? Just speaking on music and people and Jakes that look like Edomites, because they are, the black onlys are all throwing a fit right now.
Please, they ain't doing a sit down.
Throwing shit at the
they ain't
screen.
doing a sit down though.
No, they ain't right. We're still waiting for them to bring out the video and the precepts and the understanding on how they identify the Israelite foreigners. Right. None of the black only, none of the BOI has came forth and made any videos yet to prove that point. None of them. So shut up. All right. But I think the same thing about David Lee Roth.
From what?
All right. From Van Halen, the lead singer of Van Halen.
Oh yeah.
When you go back and you watch the videos, the way he was dancing and the shit that he was doing, that dude had a whole. Where the other white guys like David Lee Roth, man?
They made it
because y'all kind of young, so y'all don't. But you remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, when he in that jump video when he was wearing the kung fu suit, I'm like, man, this was what was his name? Kung Fu Joe.
Right.
100 of you punk cunts against me. Right, Kung Fu Joe, man. So, but no, just his athleticism, the way he just conducted himself, man. I was like, damn. So it's funny how you think back. I served in the Marine Corps with some guys, and I think back, and I'm like, damn, it all makes sense. I'm like, damn, them dudes was fucking Jakes. About 5 of them that come to mind, man. All right? I remember once I was sitting in the chow hall at a table, all right? And the topic was this one particular nigga woman, and everybody learned at the table that everybody had popped the same nigga woman, including the one Italian dude that was sitting there.
He has.
Rigo had hit her too. We was like, damn. So she's trying to figure out why don't nobody want to mess with her. Like, well, shit, we all know.
Right. They say you ain't fooling nobody.
Yeah, nobody, right. So what's wrong with me? Shit, everybody in there had you. Right. Ain't nobody, exactly.
In the spirit.
Even the white dude had you.
That nigga was Jake.
Nigga woman.
It's in the spirit. It's a cartoon. It's called, going back to Van Halen, it's a cartoon called Dexter's Laboratory. I used to watch it growing up, but it's a spoof. It's a section of Dexter's Laboratory where they play the Justice Friends. All right, and one of the characters of the Justice Friends is supposed to be the lead singer of Val Halen, and his name is Val Halen. And when you look it up, it says but his power is just he real charismatic. But when you look up his species, it just say God.
Damn.
It's a spirit, man. Like, it's a spirit. They put that dude as one of the gods because he's an Israelite. You can look it up on Fandom. That's heavy, man. But going back, read that last verse again. And he was the coolest motherfucker on the show. He just come back with his guitar, lay some shit down. He on floor, he just leave and go back up to the heavens. Go ahead.
This is Sirach 10 and 31. He that is honored in poverty
Oh, I remember that character.
Yeah, but he was supposed to be dude.
Oh, he's supposed to be David Lee Roth.
That's how I know who actually Val Halen is, because when I was a shorty, I watched this and had to go,
I remember this character. I don't remember much else about him, but I remember that
that's
character.
what he was supposed to be, though. But he was a god, too.
He would come down and play and then go back to heaven.
Yeah. But go ahead, brother.
He that is honored in poverty,
Spirit.
how much more in riches? And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty?
So, look, man, when this white man go down, he's going all the way down.
And he's going down hard, man.
That's right.
There's because what did he do? He went. Did we read Daniel yet? 4:17.
Yeah.
We read it right.
Yeah,
He went through the world, whitewashing. He completely and totally whitewashed history, and he gets angry when the truth comes out. All right, he gets very angry. There's a term in Spanish, and let me see if I can find it again, which was implemented throughout South America after the landing of Cristobal Colon. That's who the world ignorantly or fraudulently called Christopher Columbus. His real name was Cristobal Colon. All right, and it was called hold on. I'm gonna just try to spell it out.
I get that, I guess.
Go ahead, brother.
This is
Got it.
go ahead.
It's called. No, bring it out anyway.
No, and so just laying back on what the elders was talking about Israel, you know what I mean, being the salt of the earth. This is Jeremiah 51:19. It says the portion of Jacob is not like them, for it is a form of all things, and Israel is a right of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. So, like, the elder brothers this Aquana was just going into, Israel is a special treasure of the Lord. He made him powerful. He made him special. He gave him the flavor to do everything. And Esau, because of his jealousy and his hatred, has always sought to steal our shine.
That penis envy.
You have
Right.
penis and there's nothing else you can do. You know what I mean?
Right. And the term is called blanqueamiento. All right, blanqueamiento. All right, and then in Portuguese is branqueamento. Well, basically what it means is what you've heard Ariala say a lot of times: marry white, better the race. And then they got this image right here, all right, of this old ninja woman celebrating the fact that her daughter just had a baby with him. You see?
Father.
So this was pushed real heavy throughout South America, which goes to show you that they said it was to breed out the blackness. This is this is actually them admitting that they know that the Northern Kingdom was chocolate, was brown. They were very dark.
Yeah.
Right. And so they got lightened up through this. All right. And so this went on for generation after generation. Shalom, bro. Come on in.
Shalom.
This went in for generation after generation.
Shalom, brother.
Hey, shalom, man. Hey, shalom, man. Yeah, just go grab a seat, bro. One shalom, brother.
One shalom. Appreciate it.
He can squeeze in. Yeah, he can sit there.
Oh, this is cool.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm
Better
good.
on your back.
Oh, no, this is good. I got a good bag.
Let me see if I can find it in
He saying that
English.
he doing that karate.
Because that's actually,
Y'all ass.
that was actually in Spanish and Portuguese, and my Spanish is not that strong to be reading like that.
I got another precept right
Go
here.
ahead.
Bring it out, brother. Bring it
This
out.
Revelation 6:4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And we know they're talking about Esau Edom. And his whole mission right now was to destroy our heritage, take our heritage, and replace us. That's everything he's been doing. The poison in the air, white, like elders going into now, trying to, to eradicate the Israelites by producing these white seeds from these white devils.
Tares.
But it's these tares, right? Exactly.
The scriptures refer to them in what's that Matthew the 13th chapter. It's tears.
Right.
They're
Exactly.
just tears.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, go ahead. You got it.
Tares said to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. So Esau has been given this great sword, but this sword is multifaceted. It doesn't just come with his inventions. It comes with all the other stuff he put in place, his educational institutions. Everything that Esau could think of to take peace from the earth, that's what he's done.
He's weaponized everything, including sex.
Exactly.
Because he weaponized sex to lighten you up, preaching that the lighter you are, the better you are. And now in modern day, he weaponized sex against men so that he can force payments out of them. All right, but so it's blanqueamiento in Spanish and branqueamiento in Portuguese, both meaning whitening. Is a social, political, and economic practice used in many post-colonial countries in the Americas and Oceania to improve the race. That's why the Northern Kingdom was so fascinated with being light or looking white and thinking that they're white. All right, and the crazy part is that with all that being said, the Morena and the Moreno are still highly sought after among them. All right, and it made songs about it. All right, but it says, and just because you're Northern Kingdom and you look like you look more like a white person, don't mean you are, and vice versa. Because you can be chocolate as fuck and still be an Edomite or another heathen. All right, which is something that people just don't want to. You can already start lining up the scriptures to prove that.
The mirror.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
That's a perfect example. Bring up the images, Baba Kushan.
And the niggas are side with them, man.
They'll side.
They're side with them, but then say the nigga like J. Cole or Logic or Edomite. Or Drake, they even call this soft ass nigga Drake. And Drake, I don't really deal with him. His old song was nice, but I know he ain't an Edomite.
Yeah, he ain't no
Go
damn
ahead.
Edomite.
I was gonna say
I rapping like he rapped. That ain't no.
That's a rapping nigga, man.
They ain't no Edomite, man.
All three of them.
All
niggas.
three of them.
Shit, them some rapping niggas. Go ahead.
Just backing up what the elder brother's saying right now, and what the elders are saying right now, it's a whole conversation going on right now on TikTok where they pretty much saying it's a difference between the biracials. Like, we understand there's no such thing as biracials for real, but they saying it's the difference between the biracials who have a black mother versus the biracials who have a white mother. But they're saying, well, if your mama is black, you're more black than the person whose father is black.
So they got it all.
So they got it all the way backwards.
They got it all the way backwards, which is what expected from the world and worldly niggas that want to run their mouth and don't know what the fuck
Queen of
they're
Heaven
talking
shit. No, that's Queen of Heaven shit. He asked for Tia Tamira. Keep that up too. But yeah, my nigga, this nigga Blake Griffin, another nigga, perfect example. And his daddy a Levite. Yeah.
Yeah, his daddy looked like Kadar. All right.
Black as hell.
But let me finish reading this. It says to improve the race, mejora la raza. I gotta learn that saying. Yeah, mejora la raza, right? Meaning to better the race, improve the race, right? Towards a supposed ideal of whiteness. The term which whiteness is made up. That's the crazy thing. They made the shit up. There's no such thing as white people. They're red. What benefit is it to I can go out and work in the hot sun and not get burned to where now I go in the sun and I'm on fire and I can't go outside for a week? Because you know, I don't know what it feels like, if it feels anything like getting burned by a stove. Because all I know is that when the Edomite got sunburned and you touch that shit, it's like, yeah.
They turn iguana on you.
Yeah.
Shedding skin.
Or they start cursing at you. Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Like, damn. Nigga. I was like, shit, I touched your hand. Why your back hurt? This shit shot all the way through me. I'm like, you know? So they're attractive women. We ain't taking that from them. But they tears. And it really showed in their little brother.
Yeah.
All right?
I got it right here. This done with their mother.
And knowing is expensive too.
And then that's their father.
Right. Now, Jake have no problem with as long as they got some color, they accept them. But the moment you say that the mother is you
came out of her. It's your mother.
All right, but it
That's
says
what they say it. They say it like that.
No, actually, you came out of your daddy's nutsack, dummy. That's where you came from your father's loins. Your father shot you into your mother, and your mother incubated his seed. So you are the seed of your father. It's really simple, man.
He been cooking you since he was 12.
Yeah,
he been holding you since he was 13.
Yeah, he got about 12 or 13. That's when you build up. All right, but it says the term blanqueamiento is rooted in Latin America and is used more or less synonymously with racial whitening. However, which is the same thing, blanqueamiento can be considered in both symbolic and biological sense. Symbolically, blanqueamiento represents the ideology that emerged from legacies of European colonialism. All right, now let's get that. Both the word European and whiteness is made up. All right, Point blank, period. Both of those things came around during the time of the Renaissance. Because when you read the most accurate history book ever written is the Holy Bible itself. And when the disciples and when the apostles traveled to Italy, to Spain, to Rome, in the Bible, they were in Asia. All right? They weren't in Europe. Europe came much later. Europe started being used during the Renaissance. All right? Whiteness started being used not long after the Renaissance. It was 1681. All right? Right here in America, in Virginia. Anyone can look that history up now. All right? I've even heard people not in this truth talking about that.
Yeah.
All right? And 16 years in this truth, I never heard anyone say it before I did. And I'm just being honest about it. All right? And now everyone's talking about it. So that's how you know that they're listening to the prophets, man. It's just the same way that we all know the name of Yahweh Bashem Abishai. All right? It was the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that brought that name to Israel. All right? For the awakening, right? Which happened with Abel Bivens. That's when Ezekiel 7 kicked off. 37 kicked off, man. All right, and then the 12 tribe stick. Somebody can grab that too. The 12 tribe stick was made. What you got, brother?
Going into the Renaissance period, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 20, and verse 7. It says, "And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea."
Right. Go ahead, break it down.
So yeah, man, their whole thing was they went into that dark ages where they were suppressed, where they were put in subjection, and once they came out, their whole purpose was to deceive.
Right. And
I
was just gonna say, just land backing off you, the evidence of that is all the imagery from the dark ages, just like the relics in the medieval time, just like the relics that Putin showed the whole world. Well, the Hebrew Israelites have showed you thousands of them before Putin did. All right. That's and right. Older ones. I mean, we showing you ones from I got some on my phone to go all the way back to the 7th and 8th century, man. So why don't you explain why there are black images and statues and mosque and mosque bust of so-called black people throughout Italy and Spain, throughout Portugal, you know, from the 5th and 6th century, from the 8th and 9th century, from the 10th century. And then just blatantly deny that, you know, they deny the science. How you just gonna deny it that it's sitting there? You just gonna flip that page and go right, and then you show Bach and Beethoven and everybody's fucking white, man.
That shit.
Hey, and it was Salaki, but a brother just put it on his Instagram page. It was an old I guess it was my first time seeing it. It was an old segment with the BBC pause. Of the One West
celebrate
of the One West or the old One West school, and he was pretty much asking him like, all right, so who I'm gonna name you a list of people and you tell me if they are really black or if they're white. So he started naming people like Bach and Beethoven and Mozart and Shakespeare, and he like the guy from the old school One West was like, oh no, all of those are Jakes. Then he said Christopher Columbus. He said, oh no, that's a white man. And then he told him like, well. He was like, so what about me? He was like, I don't know you. But go look at your ancestry. You might be us, Jake. You might be one of us. But
was it like an interview?
I don't know if it was an interview or like a
I know what you're talking about. Then you ain't got to get into it. I know exactly.
But he just posted it up. But going into that, man, like
I seen it years ago.
It's the covering cast, like you said, and then take
somebody grab that too. This is Job 8:8. For I inquire, I pray thee of the former age, and prepare thyself to search of their fathers. It didn't say search of your mothers. Your mother, all right, for you dear mama niggas out there. You always love your mama. You cats, all right. There's nothing wrong with loving your mother, man. But your mother doesn't determine who you are. Your father does. Your father determines your nationality. The seed that you came from is everything. Especially when it comes to heavenly things, when it comes to the portion of when you're dealing with the Lord. The amount of wrath or the amount of blessing that you're going to get. It matters. All right? It matters. And you know, and the Bible tells you over and over again in many places that you are the seed of your father. Point blank, period. It does not matter what the woman is, or all this ma'ams are garbage. You had kings in Israel who had heathen mothers, man. All right, point blank, period, man. You had Israelites, all right, that were judges in Israel, saved Israel, who had heathen mothers. All right, so it's not about, you know, the Israelite woman. It's about the Israelite men. Israelite women are going to be saved simply for the fact, and not all of them, just a few of them, and the ones that are going to be saved simply because they're the children of Jacob, and no other reason. All right, same as the men, for no other reason. But you can have an Israelite mother, but if your father isn't an Israelite, then you aren't. And that's, you know, as simple as that, man. You know, even if your father looks like, you know, Jake had a love affair with Barack Obama. Barack Obama is a Hamite. He is not your people.
All right. Oh, the bitch Kmart. They just had the one with Kmart. The new flavor of the week.
All right, and she wasn't your people either, man.
I got something back up.
Bring it out, brother.
This is the land back on what the elder just said. This is Numbers 1:18. Yep. And it says they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared the pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upward by their polls.
There it is,
so
man.
Even right now, every child that's taken, he gets the father's last name. It never changed. Even today, the woman takes the husband's last name, the children takes the father's last name.
And it's odd when it's the other way around. If it's the other way around, even the common Negro know that that's a sucker.
Right.
You know? Hey, when I was growing up as a little kid, like in the 90s and shit like that, like I always remember these jigaboos sitting back getting pregnant and shit. And you know, with kids that was younger than me, and they always harp on that, like, no, you get named your daddy last name. You get your daddy last name. You get your daddy last name. You know, that's common knowledge in Israel.
Facts.
You know.
And you know, because I know a clown, an Israelite, just I'm trying to think of Dave's brother name, but Dave Salcedo. Dave passed away already, but his brother, his brother took on. He didn't want to walk around with the name Salcedo, right? Because I guess it just sounded too Mexican to him. All right, he didn't want to be Salcedo, so he took on his wife's Greek name.
That nigga Ariella.
You know, and his brother was like, "Really, nigga? This is what we doing?"
Soft ass nigga.
You know?
Weak ass nigga.
Man.
I know a nigga who took.
But see, it's dishonorable.
So he took on his you know. Fuck. Yeah. And now they got their kids all messed up because their kids are all Jake, but they all think they're Greek. You know, they want to be Edomites so bad. You know. And the same thing with their mother, because I guess he's just repeating, but at least his father didn't try to, because his father also, because their mother is actually a Greek woman too.
Mm-hmm.
So his brother ended up marrying a Greek woman, but he took on the Greek woman's name because he didn't want to bear his father's name. So Jake got that bad, man. They got that bad.
They horrible with it. And the Apostle of the Gabar, just a quick side note, the Apostle of the Gabar always point that out. He said, no matter how you may feel about your father, it's because of your father that you're an Israelite. Right. So just shut the fuck up.
Exactly. Right. You can mess around and inherit the kingdom of heaven because of your father. All right.
What a lot! Like when you really understand the complexity of the Lord. Hey, just look at when you go into the number of the elect, right? Just look at these niggas, right? These clowns in the NBA. How many dudes you would think will reach that level? Oh, if you go into what we do, when you go into the percentage of it, how many people you think got a black belt? When they go into the percentage of all colored belts in jiu-jitsu, it'd be 0.4 of millions of billions, so-called billions of people. The lottery that you get on being one of the elect, if you one of the elect and it's just because of your father that you an Israelite, the lottery of that is outstanding, man. It's just outstanding, man.
Yeah, even in the sport of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or in the art, to get a blue belt makes you an anomaly. Because because most people that start don't even make it to blue. All right.
They say 15%.
So that's I'm not sure what the exact number is, but you know, just to The average blue belt can beat up everybody on the planet.
Read.
Everybody else is not a blue belt. All right, that's just a blue belt. Only 1% of the people, or almost like 0.9% of the people that start Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu even make it to black belt. So, yeah.
So now imagine the elect.
Exactly.
And know that's just because your father decided to. Your daddy could have been an Edomite, man. This shit ain't a joke, man.
You could be living it up on this side.
Fuck.
Having the best of everything. and about to lose it all. Because that's the spirit. That's the spirit that the average Edomite is in now.
Yeah.
They're in that we're about to lose everything. And some of them are angry about it, and some of them are terrified about it, and some of them are ready to lash out and thinking that that's going to help them, and it's not. All right, you're going to spill a lot of Israelite blood, but this is going to be the 2/3 anyway. They're already marked for death.
That's right.
All right, the Lord might be letting you be the one that bring that death to them, but best believe that's going to be an extra punishment on you for doing it.
That's right.
All right. But this is 1 Kings 8:19, and it reads, "Nevertheless, thou shalt not build the house, but thy son that shall come forth out of thy loins, he shall build the house unto my name." So the Lord just told David, our king, that we're waiting for, we're looking for, right? Because before Israel gets reestablished, David's got to show up. All right. And when they do get reestablished, David has to be in the midst of them because he's going to be made king over Israel forever. That's why they want to get rid of seed line.
That's right.
That's the reason why they're against us in the first place, because they don't want to acknowledge that the kingdom of heaven is about a bloodline, a seed line. They want to make it universal for everyone, and it's not. All right. So it says, "Nevertheless, thou shalt not build the house, but thy son that shall come forth out of thy loins, he shall build the house unto my name." So the Lord let him know that your child, you're going to squirt him out, all right out of your nutsack, all right? And how do you do that? You do that during sex, all right? You ever heard the term when somebody's real stupid and they'll say, "Damn, well, you should have got swallowed." All right? Because there's a lot of you out there, especially you BOIs, y'all should have just got swallowed.
Relax.
All right? You'd be better off. All right?
Relax.
But the point is, no matter how rough and rugged it comes out, you come from your father's seed. That's the life force is in the sperm. It's a seed. Just like if you plant an apple seed in proper soil, you're going to get apple trees. Well, you plant man seed in a woman, you're going to get other human beings. All right? Point blank, period. A woman plays the role of fertile soil. The man is the seed. The woman's just going to bring forth what was put in her. She don't bring forth shit on her own. All right? So going with all that, elevating the woman above or equal to the man, she's not. The Lord has everything in order and in steps. All right? It's so many. I was watching a video that St. Benji did this morning with the woman. Matter of fact, he was going into that. Somebody get Psalms 82. I had you to hold something. Bring it out first.
Bring out what
because this seed that still covers it. Because that's another thing. Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Isaiah, the 25th chapter, and it reads, the 25th chapter and the 7th verse, and it reads, "And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations."
All right, and that's what we, the men of the Lord, are doing. All right, and which is why Edom gets so angry. Right? And not only we just say it, but we actually come with the receipts when we do it. And there are other people on the internet doing the same thing, man. Not all of them have the perfect understanding of when it comes to the scriptures in the Bible, but there are other people that are bringing forth the fact that, look, man, these people, these Europeans, well, what was Europe called before the white people took it over? Before the so-called, because they took it over. They became the Brits. They have become the Scots and the Irish. They weren't. All right? It's like all these period pieces, like one of the most popular shows on HBO. Was that Vikings was on HBO?
No.
Well, nevertheless, that was a very popular show.
It was on Vikings was on History.
Okay, on History
When it
Channel.
first came
Yeah,
out,
Vikings
yeah,
on History
yeah.
Channel. And then you had
The
hey,
Last
so long,
Kingdom?
bro. You had The Last Kingdom. That was one of my favorites of all time. I love that Last Kingdom. But the thing is that all those Brits, all the Irish, all the Scots, all the Vikings, well, none of them white. No matter how much you want to make them, and then it's ludicrous for you to say otherwise. No, it's ludicrous for you to say otherwise. You're having serious cognitive dissonance, right, when it comes to the truth, man. Because Hollywood has presented them the same way they presented the Lord as being so-called white people, and they're not. They're not. The Bible tells you what the Lord looked like. Hardcore evidence, man.
Hey,
Okay.
even niggas in the world say that. Like these Jakes, these black Jakes in the world say that. And America not gonna be around, but they say, look, you gotta understand, if we went on 500 more years, Tupac and everybody would be white. They'd be saying Tupac was a white man.
Yeah, they probably. Yeah.
But that's what really happened though.
Well, I noticed
Yeah.
one thing. Now that you said that, I noticed that the image of when I see images of, especially when I see images of Martin Lucifer Queen, that are artist depictions of him, I noticed from the images that I would see of him when I was a kid to now that he keeps getting lighter.
Yeah. And the nose ain't getting whiter neither.
It's gonna be, yeah.
I'm just saying, and it's funny. I mentioned that to a cat in the world. He was like, "Yeah," because we old enough to remember, man. All right, when I was a kid, I was in school in the 70s and 80s. All right, and I remember the imagery of him, and in the imagery that you see now of him, it keeps changing. He gets lighter and lighter. All right, when you artist depictions of him. All right, so you're right. If this wicked place was to go on, you know, you'll be looking at pictures of MJ with his tongue out, and you're gonna be looking at a white dude.
Yeah, they were saying that too. They were saying
Right.
Jordan, all these niggas gonna be pale as hell. But
Well, they're gonna be real light by the time, you know.
And they showed you that in the anime Naruto. There was a situation where they wanted the mother. Well, she was like a mother figure to the child, but they wanted him to kill her, but they didn't want her to know who he was. So what they did when they sent him away, they'd show her a picture of him every month or so, but they'd make small little changes in the details every month. So this month he had thick ass glasses. Next month they'd be a little bit smaller, then a little bit smaller. Now he don't wear glasses at all. Now his hair from black. Now it's light brown. Now it's gray or some shit. And when they finally ran into each other, he like, "Mama, you don't remember me?" She like, "Nigga, who the fuck is you?" Because they just showed different pictures over time. And like you said, it's the same concept of how they lighten MLK.
Wow.
And they showed you that in that fucking cartoon.
gradualism.
So these people try to whitewash everything, and they try to whitewash the scriptures. We call for a few things. Cause somebody.
I got the Psalms 82. This Psalms 82. Psalms 82 and 1. It says, "The Most High standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods."
Wait, so it's telling you right there that the Lord, Yahweh Shai, is judging among the gods. That's the subject matter. All right? Keep reading.
Excuse me. "How long will you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? Selah."
Because the nigga woman was trying to say she started there, didn't read the first one, and she started there and said, "See, you're going off if you're calling yourself a god." And I was like, "What? Okay, I need to hear this." And then she, all right, and then she just went forward to, you know, put her foot in her mouth over and over again.
See, if the white man said it, she wouldn't have no problem. Hey, what my man Kanye said, man, that's a crazy, that's my nigga, man. And he ain't crazy as motherfuckers think. He wicked as hell, but he ain't stupid. What Kanye told that nigga? Yeah, he said, "No, nigga, I am a god." He said all y'all had a problem with that, but every time I said I was a nigga, it wasn't no problem. When I said I was a god, it was a problem. See that nigga woman. See that black woman. All right, now I'm gonna show you something real quick. Look at that monkey bitch Eve, right? She just had this satanic ass dinner with these satanic ass sinners, right? And all these jigaboos uplifted her and said it looked like she happy. It looked like she came up. It looked like this. But they ain't say that when a black man get the white woman.
When the Murph did it.
They definitely ain't said when the murder.
Because they mad about that football player
They've been conquered.
who just got engaged
Yeah.
right after he won. He
Yeah.
you
That
know
nigga from the Chiefs.
he got engaged to his Edomite concubine.
Yeah,
right?
that
And they have
was
all
real.
kind of problems with it. Don't nobody want to deal with your loudmouth, back talking, masculine ass, man.
But see, going back to that exactly. But going back to that picture that the elder had posted with the Latin Americans and the South Americans with that white and the race thing, it's just like this. They understand that they have been conquered and they embrace them being conquered. But see, when a black man or a Latin Jake does it with the white man's woman, they understand we're in a position of conquering because we couldn't do that 80 years ago, 100 years ago. But when they see any man in a position of power, so yeah, they got a problem with you saying you God. Because they told you, your daddy, hey, look, I learned that from the Apostle of the Gabar. Soon as you pop out the pussy, the black woman gonna tell you that the white man is God. Then, every nigga in here know, she gonna tell you your daddy ain't shit, your uncle ain't shit, who try to be around because he know your mama scared your fucking daddy away. And it's his sister. Look, man. And that's why a lot of you niggas have inferiority complexes today. Because the so-called white man, which is the devil, going back to his trickery, which we started off, the so-called white man taught that your fucking wicked-ass grandma and your wicked-ass grandma taught you.
Yeah.
And now you got a bunch of niggas that just weak.
Facts.
Well, G was fucking with that.
You know.
Because it's true, man.
It's true.
See,
That's why
she's
you
celebrating
niggas weak.
the
Look
fact
at
that her daughter
Look at that
has
now.
had a baby with that man, and she praising the Lord. That's what. So in another thing they're telling you is that most of the Latin Americans before this happened look like her. So she's celebrating that they don't look like her anymore, but they look like that.
Bitch over there happy
Right.
as shit. Praising
Yeah,
the
she
Lord.
praising the Lord.
White J-E-S-U-S.
That's what she's doing.
Yeah.
So
You
if
know
they're
she
telling you
doing
that the
it.
average Jake south of the border, they look more like her. All right? But so basically they were teaching their women and convincing them to go sleep with the Edomite. Remember that, better the race, lighten them up.
Right.
So that's what they were teaching. That's what they were pushing. Any of you brothers
And it still
seen it.
proves, and even though that's wicked, and on the left
See,
hand
she's like,
side,
she's thanking
you're thanking the Lord.
right, that my grandbaby looked like sweet baby Jesus.
Daddy
Yeah,
brought
you're
a
right.
double into the
you're,
world.
you're right.
Because
You're-
that's his seed.
No, but you know what? Her grandbaby does look like sweet baby Jesus. He don't look nothing like the Lord. Alright? But he does look like sweet baby Jesus, though.
He definitely don't look like the Lord.
And what's so funny about
because-
That's a good one.
yeah, what's so funny about
That's
the
a
elders
good one.
going? It's like it's fun.
No, go ahead,
Yeah, what the elders going into, I just want to make a point.
Funny though.
You know, you stupid ass nigga women, you know what I mean? Y'all worshiping the Esau, but Esau's worshiping all of Jake. All Michael Jackson, Prince, all of the idols,
Niggas fly.
Esau, they flock to Jake. So you stupid ass niggas got it all fucked up. They worshiping us. We changed the whole vibration of the world. Everybody want to be like Jake, like the elders was going into earlier. So you stupid ass bitches, you only following him because you still think he in a power seat, but the Lord is putting the curses on his ass now, and his power's being removed. And you stupid ass bitches thinking you're gonna be covered. He said it's gonna make the men of Israel more precious than a Ophir, not motherfucking Esau ass. And y'all ass is about to get in for a rude ass awakening because y'all continue to perpetuate that lie.
That's right, brother.
And it's gonna be so beautiful. You know what I mean? That Micah 7:10 trotting down the mire of the street because you chose wrong as always. You thought we was gonna be down forever, but the Lord had other plans, and you stupid ass motherfuckers should know.
Well, they chose through the Spirit. They chose Esau in the beginning before he was even Esau.
You know,
All right.
That's
they chose,
right.
They chose. They chose that Edomite spirit way back in the garden, man. But somebody get the you hold something.
Keep on. Is it Psalms?
Yeah, just jump right to the point to verse 6.
Psalms 82:6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes.
Right, and that was part of our punishment, that we would die like men. Now, it's so simple, man. And verse 1 gave you the whole breakdown. Read verse 1 again.
Psalms 82:1. Power standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods.
Right, so the Lord was standing among the congregation of the mighty. The mighty, who is it? That's the Israelites. Why? Because they're not normal men. They're not of this world. But part of that punishment is that we're forced to die like men. And some of us have experienced that's a lowercase small God-like power right here on earth, man. The way we run, the way we do certain things, the way we're able to do things that other people couldn't do.
The way they just look at you in the room and know you special, man.
Yeah.
The way they just know this shit just real.
Yeah. I never forget,
they
man, when I touched down in Thailand, the way they ran to me, I seen it and experienced with my own eyes, man. They was touching all on the triceps and the shoulders and the biceps and then rubbing my skin and looking at their hand. Right?
Yeah.
And she told me that and they favorite term, they still use it to this day. Chocolate man. Right? And she told me, like chocolate man. I said, yeah, I'm still chocolate. Come on. But check this out. Give me Revelation 4 and 3.
It's Revelation 4 and 3. And he that sat was to look upon like jasper and a sardine stone.
All right, so I'm going to put it in the camera with a jasper and a sardine stone. This is talking about the Lord sitting on the throne. All right. That's a jasper and a sardine stone. Now you put them together. All right. And guess what? Those are the colors when you put those next to the hand of so-called black people, so-called Latin people. That's what they look like. That's a jasper and a sardine stone.
So let me start up one. This is Revelation 4 and 2. And immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. And he that sat was to look upon like jasper and sardine stone.
All right, so there it is, man. So he that's sitting on the throne, go to Daniel 79. He that sat on the throne was looking like a jasper and a sardine stone, man. All right. Yesterday, I took pictures of it. You know what? I sent those to my cousins so that I could still get them from that line of communication, that text, because I had deleted them. But I was out walking the dogs, you know, when it's still light out, right before the sun goes down, and there was a chariot sitting right next to the moon. It was sitting off to the right side of the moon, man. I took a picture of it, and I zoomed in on it, and you can see it was like that orb of fire. All right, and I was like, man, that's a chariot. And then I said to myself, when the sun goes down, it's still gonna be sitting there, and it was. I took a picture right at sunset before the sky got really dark. I actually took a video, all right, and it was a short video, and I sent them both to my cousin, man. All right, and so the Lord that sits on the throne, he looks like a sardine stone, man, a jasper stone. All right, you can't get around this, man. And they're not orbs, they're not UAPs, they're not UFOs, they're not drones. Those are the chariots of Israel. All right, and you should dread. All right, you should look upon them in despair because they're coming to take you out of power, to destroy your mountains and your hills. All right.
Scripture say you're gonna be tormented in the midst of the holy angels. What that's talking about. Go ahead, brother.
This is Daniel chapter 7 and 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool.
The hair of his head was like the pure wool.
Like this, brother.
Now I think I have to Con. Let's see if I have that in my evidence. I might have that definition finally from that old dictionary. That's Yiddish, Eurasia. And here we go, wool from 1885. Definition C. All right. The short, crisp, curly hair of a Negro. Also the hair of the head. All right. And then it gave you definitions in sentences. And this is from the Oxford 1850 dictionary. It says 1697 in the London Gazette, number 3256. It's even telling you where you can go find this. So if you know how you go to the library and you look up the news, it's even... I know, man, the evidence, boy, the receipts. It says the London Gazette, number 3256-4, runaway. A Negro boy the wool off the right side of his head about the breadth of a crown piece. So he shaved on one side of his head. His wool is gone. All right, and it said the wool of a Negro boy.
That's mad.
Nobody,
Man.
when they talked about wool, they were talking about so-called black people. Get over it. It's in the damn Bible, man. All right. It says, I'm gonna read one more, and this is from the 1730 South Hall Bugs. This was a newspaper, number 6. All right, the Bugs 6. Meeting with an uncommon Negro, the hair or rather wool on his head. Come on, man.
The hair or rather wool.
Or rather, wool.
All right. I'm gonna bring it up to the camera.
To better explain it.
All right, and I want you to, and for those of you people watching, screenshot it so you can slap an Edomite in the face with it, or a dumbass Jake when they try to say opposite. Tell me when I hold it still.
Hey, Elder, I got another definition that you had too. I screenshotted it from a video you had from a while ago.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why I do it. You
Yeah.
got it?
Yep. I can't remember what book it is, but it says the definition of wool, and it says colloquially the kinky hair of Negroes.
Oh yeah, that's from the Winston Simplified Dick. That's a weapon. That book right there is a weapon, man. I got 2 copies, 1931 and 1925.
It's heavy, man.
Read it again. That's the source he just read. That's from the Winston Simplified Dictionary, Encyclopedic Edition with biblical references. Read.
It says colloquially the kinky hair of Negroes.
So when the Bible talks about woolly hair or the hair of wool, that's what it's talking. Then it goes on to tell you about the swarthiness of their skin. It goes on to tell you the copper and the bronze, the jasper and sardine stone. Get over it.
Now,
That's what they always tell us.
I got it right here.
Bring it out, brother.
This is Revelations 1 and 13. I just could not let it. No. This is Revelations 1 and 13. And mind you, before I read this, the scriptures say that things are written aforetime or far learning. Certain things have to be written as is.
So
It
after
says-
he reads it, read that Winston Simplified Dictionary definition again of wool.
Yes,
Con.
sir.
It says, this is Revelations 1 and 13. It says, in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, not 10, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man. So
Yeah,
this
because
is going to
the Khazar converts use a 9
yeah,
stick.
9.
They use a 9-stick candle for Hanukkah. All right,
Hanukkah.
so they going off.
Shalom.
All right,
Sticks. One like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot. So he got a garment like this on. That's why we wear the holy garment. All right.
with the border blue,
That's right.
not little stupid zeets. All right, with a dumbass hat covering our crown, with shaving all
curly
our hair and
fry.
only growing it in our temples.
This shit is folly, man. It says, clothed with the garment down to the foot and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool. So mind you, it said his head and his hair. So that means the hair on his head and the hair on his face. All right, I just got some game up here. I'm just doing that. All right, I ain't got shit going up there. It said his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were the flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine bronze, as if they were burned in a furnace. And his voice was the sound of many waters. So you take some bronze, like some copper or penny, and burn it, you get extra dark. And his hair was white, and it said it was like the wool. So this is describing a so-called Negro, and it has to, like I said,
Read the definition again.
It's nothing to get around. You can't get around it, man.
So this definition, again, wool, it says colloquially, the kinky hair of Negroes.
Right. And so what did Esau do?
Heavy, man.
He created this identification by color thing. And I was listening to them speak about all these problems and issues in America, and within that 3-minute time frame of her speaking, she talked about black, white, Hispanic, Asian, problems and circumstances and this, that, and the other. And I'm listening to her speaking. I said that's why America would never work, because it goes to show you that it's still based upon racism. Because if it was all about America, it would just say Americans.
Facts.
It doesn't do that. It wants to know what kind of American you are, so that it can categorize you, so they can either give you blessings or take blessings from you.
Yep.
All right. I got a video I'm gonna try to find and let the young sister speak, but she lit their ass up, you know, on the same bullshit. But here I'm gonna show you this. This, I think my son sent this to me, but it's basically the graph of pale flesh to swarthy. It doesn't say black. It says swarthy. All right. So you got it's got pale, fair, sandy, tawny. I will be considered tawny. All right. Light brown, ruddy, sanguine, brown, dark brown. And then it gives you, and it's showing you all these different women. All right. Got the whole thing. Con. Yeah, it's not the greatest image, but it's enough where you can actually read the words. That's what's most important. That video, I want you to play it as loud as hell, brother. Well, maybe I'll play it on the. I don't know if your phone gets as loud as mine.
We can try. Oh, you want to put it in the group again, real quick?
Yeah, con. See, look. See, from pale to dark brown, and it's showing from tawny to dark swarthy. And I always tell you that they replace swarthy with black. They put black in a place where swarthy was. All right, because black, somebody can get the definition of it.
I got it.
All right, because and somebody look up, get it swarthy, and somebody get black, and then you'll see the differences in the two definitions. Because swarthy was I showed it to you, from tawny, my complexion, to dark chocolate brown, medium brown. This brother's like a medium brown, right? But you can get a brother as dark as him, and this brother's even darker than him.
Big black.
All right. Okay, so that's swarthy. Bring out swarthy first.
Swarthy says dark colored, dark skin, dark complexion, olive skin.
Now we know that they know olive skin. Well, I guess they mean the dark olive.
Right.
All right, because
they don't green the Martian.
Right, because you got
right. Black olive.
Right, because you got a green olive too. But go ahead, because they'll love to say, well, Middle Eastern, that's made up too. Because that's another term. All right, Europe and the Middle East are both in Asia. Shut up. All right, that's Western Asia. But go ahead, brother.
Dusky, tan, sallow, and swart.
There you go. Pretty much what I just showed you. It didn't say nothing about black. All right. So they hijacked the word swarthy and put black in its place. All right. They did that on purpose.
And
just like and then put it. That's the point. So when you read the definition of black, because swarthy it's basically dealing with complexion, not ugly and nasty and evil and all these other shit. Exactly. And so people don't get it, that when they're calling you black, they're not even really talking about your skin complexion. They're calling you unworthy, untrustworthy, nasty, ugly, dirty. Right. That's what black mean when but he was black. Black. Right? That's what they're saying. It's a way of them saying it. They ain't even talk. Because how you gonna call Ja black? He tawny as fuck. He ain't nowhere near black. Not even close. But guess what? You're going to have some dumb, uneducated people out there. Oh, yeah, it's a black guy. It's a black man.
I'm blinking black.
Hey, I got,
they picked the light skin. But he a so-called black man.
They took a tawny dude and he was blacker than black.
Bigger than black, yeah. But that proves to you the same shit. They just put that stigma on
He wasn't nowhere near black. Not even close to it.
Nigga Elliot Page.
I got the Edom Dictionary for black, and I got that Rogers Thesaurus that you have.
Bring them out, brother.
So for the Edom Online, for the definition of black, just getting straight to the point, it says black was used of dark-skinned people in Old English, of coffee with nothing added, attested by 1796. The meaning fierce, terrible, wicked. It's from the late 14th century.
Right, so you are wicked, terrible people. You're black.
Yeah, let me
You're wicked, terrible people. You're black.
Let me slide in with
And then it says swarthy. It just says complexion.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So they hijacked because swarthy is dealing with complexion. So it's like, no, we got to do something. Well, since we're white, we got to, and because white is not, because they're not white, but white is pertaining to pure. So when you look up the definition, pure, nice, you know. But go ahead, brother.
That's locking because when Wikipedia point out, it's got another definition there. It says the word black has had many meanings over time, including wicked. It says atrociously wicked, horrible. You know what I mean? It says
one of them say guilty.
Exactly, death, mourning, evil, magic.
Ooh. So you got to understand, man. By calling you black is one of the most hateful things that they can do, and they do it every day, and they get away with it every fucking day, and you people let them. You allow and you embrace the shit.
Neo-black.
Right? Yeah, it'd be funny if they have some sort of computer glitch, and every application that you have to sign out that where it says black, it says wicked, terrible, ugly, and you like, what the fuck is this? This is a race category, huh? The fuck? Who's ugly? What are you trying to? Well, ain't nothing for. Well, white people, Hispanic, ugly. What are you trying to call it? Yeah, motherfucker, they calling you ugly. They calling you dirty. They calling you evil, atrociously evil.
At one point in time, you could Google black man, and they'll come up with, they'll be all incarcerated. And then if you Google the white man, they'll be in suit and ties.
There you go.
But then they removed it. It was a few years ago. We looked that up, and all that was popping up.
There you go.
I remember that.
So there you go. There you go. Black man. So then that's what you get. So that's to give. You see what I mean? To give you that negative connotation, and it makes me so angry that you still got black dummies that still want to hold on to that shit and promote it. Black is not beautiful.
Tooth and nail, man.
It's fucking ugly, man.
They'll fight you tooth and nail over that stupid.
To hold on to a negative title.
Yeah. And that Rogers Thesaurus, I don't know what year it is, but
it was my Rogers Thesaurus. I had two of them, so it was either one from 1959 or one from 1971.
So it says blackness, nouns, blackness, nigrescence, nigritude, denigration, obscurity,
nigritude,
lack of light, denigrity, blotch, smut, smudge, nigrify.
Yeah, I think that's the
But
yeah. Yeah.
When you go down,
matter of fact, I gotta make sure I put that back in the evidence folder. Bro.
Yeah, they got it. Yeah, that's a good one.
But when you go down to where it just says,
send over to the group me so all the brothers can have it.
Man.
Where it says when they go down to like dark, it says swarthy, dusky, dingy, murky, darkish, darksome, nigricant, and nigritude.
So that goes to show you that swarthy and black are within the same category. But once again, they hijacked swarthy and removed it and put black in its place. All right? And so you niggas bathe in blackness. You embrace blackness. And there's nothing good about, and then they say it on the news, they say it on TV, they say it all day, every day, right in your faces. They're insulting your dumb ass. Black. With all your fucking degrees and all your education, these people calling you black to your fucking face. Read it again.
I was gonna say, even when you get in the college section, when I was in school or whatever, you got the black Greek letter organizations. You have the black student union. You have the black student council.
So I want you to say what you just said and replace it with some of the words you read.
All right.
The Greeks.
The denigrant Greek organizations. The smut student organization. The smudge student hall. You know, all of those different things, man. And that's what you have.
And so that's literally what they're calling you, man. Nigrify. Nigrification. They just
that shit funny.
It's shameful, but it is. It's funny, but it's sad, and it actually should anger you, man.
But they
they do it to you, you know, and with a straight face.
And see, the part that angers me is that you niggas embrace it.
Because
And when we come with Salaki, no,
go ahead, brother.
Now I'm gonna say, when we come tell you an Israelite, you look at us like the fucking record skip. You call it that blind and
like we keep bumping the table in the party.
What's wrong with these niggas?
Like niggas, get away from the DJ table, man. You keep bumping the table, fucking up the party. No,
that's how it looks.
But you know what? Because that's exactly what we as the men of the Lord do. Because they just want to party and bullshit all the time, man. And it says it's a time and place for everything, man. Right now, really ain't the time to be partying, man. It's not. It's time to get serious about what's going on, man.
Jake's horrible, man.
You know, it's time for you to get serious about what's going on in the world, because the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So destruction is at hand, man. And we're trying to endure to the end, man.
That's
right. The scriptures clearly say, "He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved."
That's right.
All right.
Hey, going into what you're saying, I remember one time this was when I first came into the truth. I told somebody, I was like, "Bro, you not black. You were Israelite." I was like, and I literally told him, like, and that breaks down to meaning that you are a son of the living God. He said, "Nah, fuck that. I'm black, bro. I'm a black man. I was born a black man."
Yeah.
So he was a nigga. He's niggerfied. He gonna die niggerfied.
That's what my cousin used to say. All I gotta do is stay black and die, nigga.
That's exactly what he gonna do.
Oh God, yeah. We was like studies when he used to say it. When I came to the truth, you know, coming of age. Exactly. Now you think about the truth, and I'm looking at that. He's still a black. I said, man, that nigga was. You're right. He ain't gonna do shit else. He all in the timid. Nigga gonna die, man. Go ahead.
Cause he
really black.
He blacker than black. He's niggardly. This is matter of fact, this is the word. I'm looking. I was just into my receipts, into my evidence file, and the word niggard. It says
oh yeah,
stingy, covetous person. All right, meanly, covetous, misery, stingy. Niggardly, all right, insufficient, scanty, stingy, scantily, meanly. So you just a mean old nigger.
That's
yeah. Fucking bah humbug, motherfucker. All right, and now nigger. All right, and check this out. Phonetically spelled Niger, Niger. All right, a Negro, now usually a contemptuous or vulgar term. All right, any dark-skinned person prevalent among or characteristics of American Negroes. All right, so you know, and Negroes were what? Swarthy, but now they're black. You remember that scene from American Gods? I'm gonna see if I can pull it up and call for
well, my man from Mad TV.
Yeah, about to see if I can pull it up. What was his name? Orlando Jones.
Yeah. That drum line off.
Hey, I still love that movie.
That shit cold.
Man, when you off the chain, man.
Man.
Shit. Yeah, when he said, "Oh, y'all don't know y'all black. Y'all black now." So, real quick, let's read.
Yeah. He said they didn't know that they was black yet.
Yeah, he said, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know you black yet. Yeah, I'm gonna let you hear it, man. He said when these Dutch motherfuckers decided that y'all was black and they was white.
They was white.
Yeah. So basically, that means that they weren't being called black and they weren't being called white. They made this shit up. All right. But I gotta get the. I'm trying to find the. Here we go. This is a copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for the purpose such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, research. Fair use is permitted by the copyright statute that may otherwise be infringing. So we have to read that before we play it. So we're going to get hit with a copyright strike. And then declare that on the video too.
Devils, man.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
That's the family of the word coming.
Yeah.
Another prophecy.
But here we go.
Why should you try faster?
Of course, they show a damn commercial.
Fucking man.
Listen up.
Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time,
yet.
Now, mind you, he's a God who appeared to them on the bottom of a slave ship. So these are all Jakes that are on their way into slavery in chains. And you just heard him say, oh, y'all don't know y'all black yet.
You think you just people. Let me be the first to tell you that you are all black. The moment these Dutch motherfuckers set foot here and decided they white, and you get to be black, and that's the nice name they call you.
That's all we gonna play. Matter of fact, I'm gonna run it back. Because what he does is he incites them to rise up and destroy the ship. And the guy said, and one of the slaves like, if we burn the ship, we gonna die too. And basically was like, you be better to die than to go to what you about to go into.
Amen.
So they chose to fight and die, and they did exactly that. And he got fired after this role too. He got fired from the show because he did a little ad-libbing. You know, he did this role. This was the best role he's ever played, and this is a talented actor. I like this guy a lot. All right, let's play that again.
You want help?
You want help?
Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, a man got fucked. Now, how is that for a story? Because that's the story of black people in America. Shit, you all don't know you black yet. You think you just people. Let me be the first to tell you that you are all black. The moment these Dutch motherfuckers set foot here and decided they white, and you get to be black, and that's the nice name they call you.
I don't know what else to tell you, man.
I got some.
I don't know what else to fucking tell you niggas, man. All right? There was no such thing as black or white people. They made that shit up. And white has everything to do with purity, and black has everything to do with what's evil, what's nasty, what's grotesque, etc., etc. Go ahead, brother.
This is Deuteronomy 28:36. And mind, they was on a slave ship. It says, and Yahweh shall bring thee and the king which thou set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And that's how we got here. And there thou shalt serve other gods, wood and stone, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword amongst all nations, whether Yahweh shall lead thee.
Right, and to be honest, black is worse than being called a nigger.
Definitely.
They get mad at being called because remember, I read the definition of nigger. It said now a vogue and contemptuous term. But in the past, when you were called a nigger, it was like being called Sparky. It didn't become negative until this happened, what Orlando Jones was talking about.
Yep.
And then they hijacked even nigger and replaced it with black. All right, so being called black is a horrendous. Matter of fact, somebody call you black, you should be ready to bust them in their mouth.
I'd be ready to hit them in their shit.
All right, you should be ready to bust them in their mouth. All right, because being called black is being worse than being called nigger when you have understanding. If you don't have understanding, you're gonna have some dumb person saying something stupid. Well, I'm just gonna die black. Yeah, you are, nigga. You're gonna die black and stupid. You're gonna be stupid dying black.
Yeah, that nigga say something, stay black and die. That nigga right. 30 years later, the nigga is still right. That's the only thing the nigga was ever right about. This is just going into that byword, because like just and backing up the elder what he said on it, like even being called a nigga is now, you know, something that's looked down upon, but it really should be black. It says a sharp word, sharp cutting word, a taunt, a gibe. It's a taunt, man. To be called black, man.
Yeah.
They just putting it right. Look how I'm making fun of this nigger in his face because he's uneducated.
Right. So I'm gonna read the definition just to prove it again. I'm gonna read the word nigger again slowly. Please listen. Right. And this is from the Winston Simplified Dictionary, 1931. All right. Encyclopedic edition with biblical references. But it's cool to say the whole name. But anyway, you know, like a pimp named Slickback. Mr. Slickback. No, nigga. Oh! You gotta say the whole thing. But this is, but it says nigger, phonetically spelled Niger, what people will erroneously say Niger. All right. So this is giving you the real. It says Negro, dark, now usually a contemptuous or vulgar term. All right. Any dark-skinned person prevailing among or characteristics of American Negroes. So they weren't even calling Hamites niggers. All right. Had to do something to separate, between a Hamitic person and a Negro, an Israelite, because they're both swarthy people, both with woolly type hair, but Hamites usually have no shine to their skin. All right. The average dark-skinned Israelite usually has some sort of shine to their skin.
No,
especially back, when we were eating good food, and there's a clear difference.
Oh, they used to call them shines in the slave days.
Exactly. And then Israelites are generally way more handsome, way better looking than the average Hamite too. Hamites really aren't, that attractive. Even their women collectively aren't that attractive. All right. And they'll like show you, no, you know what you're talking about. Then they'll show you all these African women, and all those African women are women who've been in the mix with, with Jake. They've been in the
Arabs
mix
and shit.
They've been in the mix with Arabs and Edomites and Ishmaelites. Elam. They'll show you like the Sudanese and the Ethiopians, the Somalians, and they are them women fine as hell. But them women, they don't look like the Zulu and the damn, not the Zulu, but the Watutsi, right? And the rest of them Hamite tribes that are still over there.
Oh, the bitch just was trying to open the Sprite for the first time for the village. If y'all seen the video, and that's how a Hamite bitch.
True Hamite.
I hear you. Look how crusty. You see how crusty that bitch was? Somebody will have to keep that up back for edification. But I wanted to go into this because I had brought out the definition and brought out the about being that black shit being the byword and the proverb. And it is. And when you go into that
and it's part of the curses.
Exactly.
It said that would happen. Because they could have just, referred to you as Swarty, but once again, that would have made it clear that it was talking about complexion. Right. And Swarty Swarty fits us so much better because in this room we got from tawny to chocolate, just like Swarty says. Yet we're all the same people. All right. Excuse me. So it's because it looks kind of weird when you calling someone as fair skinned as Ja. It's fair skinned, and I've got a lot darker than I've gotten older. I was really, light when I was young. All right. Extremely. Okay. But you get someone as fair skinned as Yakia, and then you call them a black person.
Right.
You look stupid.
Psychologically African.
You're right. Exactly.
This dark Indian don't be called black.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Them Indians don't be called black. Them Arabs be dark as
brother,
hell.
I've seen some Indians, some Elamite Indians from India that are darker than every brother in this room. I've seen lots of them.
Look at button.
Right? Super dark. And they dark look dirty.
Man, it does.
They don't even look clean. It looks like, damn, here's a bar. You need a bar of soap. Here you go, homie.
Scrub that shit.
All right?
That's that shit they used to do.
They don't look
Jake.
like, yeah.
On them old fucking early 1900s soap
cartoons.
commercials and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you take a shower and all of a sudden you was a white guy.
The gooks still do it over there. Them Chinese motherfuckers, they do that with laundry. They'll pay a black nigga. They put him in the washer. They put the soap on. Then he come out and be a Chinese man. And everybody smiling. Hey, the Lord gonna get you dog eating devils too.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to go back into this because we had brought out the curses with the byword. And one of the things, it's a taunt. It says a taunt and it's a guide. And going back to the stigma, when you go into the word guide, like via Gibe, all right, it says an aggressive remark, and it's just going back to the stigma. It says it's an aggressive remark directed at a person and intended to have an effect. All right, and you got to really find that definition because when you look up the regular definition, it's not going to say that. But if you go into the images of a definition, I learned that too. Fucking with this Google, man, this white man is slick, man. It just says the regular definition says an insulting or mocking remark, a taunt, But if you just go to images and look at the signs of it, it says an aggressive remark directed at a person intended to have an effect. That black shit was intended to have an effect. Just like we go into black magic. The brother was going into that the Greek shit. You get black culture. Black culture, look, there ain't no such thing as fucking black culture.
Well,
it's just a bunch of niggas
evil,
acting stupid.
Evil, wicked,
nasty,
unsound.
Yeah, that is black culture. You right.
That's what they call it. Right.
Yeah, that's a look. Esau didn't create shit in the good old U.S. of A. except niggers and the patent office.
Yeah.
That's it. Niggas in the patent office.
Well, almost everything else in between was created by Jake, including most of these devices we're holding and the technology that went behind them.
That's
Esau signs off on it. All right, Esau signs off on it, but when you go into it, you know, it's like the most used thing in the world right now is GPS, and that was created by a so-called black woman.
Jigaboo.
All right. Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing used more than GPS on a daily basis.
Yeah,
and that was created by a so-called black woman, with many other things that you use, or even the computer gaming, the video gaming technology. That was all started by so-called black men.
This raw ass iPhone.
So you know, I mean, it just is what it is, man. Like you said, Esau created patent offices. Then when you point that out, you know, you're the one that's hateful and racist.
You're racist.
Right? Like that. I was
racist.
I was listening to that video with that woman talking about all the crimes being done by black youths, but that don't fit, you know, the narratives. Well, you know, the Department of Justice statistics still show that the majority of violent crimes done in the Americas is done by so-called white men. Right? The only place where Jake was actually beating Edomites in crime was in petty theft. But in violent crimes, murder, rape, robbery, you know, and all that stuff like that, that Esau had the highest numbers. So she was wrong. They choose not to put that because it's a black face that's stuck on the news every day, or brown face is stuck on the news, so-called, every day, all day long. And you Edomites do just happen to go out and do the craziest shit. Want to blow up every goddamn thing. Want to go and use your AR on school kids and people in churches and shit like that. All right, because that's what they do. All right, the majority of mass shootings and T attacks in America has been done by almost every serial killer. I would say about 99% of them have been so-called white men. Well, what you got to say about that, white lady?
McVeigh.
All right.
I got that's Timothy McVeigh ass motherfuckers. This is still backing up the elder. This is Psalm 73 and 1. It says, "Truly Yahweh is good to Israel, and even such as I with a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone, my steps." Because this is King David. They seeing it. This is prophecy. All right. It says, "My feet were almost gone, and my steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked." Because this man gets away with every goddamn thing. It said, "For there are no bands in their death, and their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men." So you get a dude, he stole a fucking hot dog. I ain't eating damn blizzards anyway. But he stole a damn piece of food. He steal it. He get 50 years, man. He get 50 years, all right, for stealing the damn hot dog. But just recently in this month, last month, I think it was last month, but nevertheless, you had this 8-year-old Jake kid, a so-called black kid, an Israelite, a Judite more than likely. He get put to death by an 11-year-old white boy and a 10-year-old Edomite, and they charged him as juveniles and gave them 2 years. But it's a nigga doing life because he stole a fucking hot dog, man. And that's what this is talking about. Violent crimes are created by Edomite males. They get a slap on the wrist. A nigga do some petty thievery.
That's fucked up.
Life. They gave them motherfuckers 2 years, man.
Well, he told us once upon a time there was a man that got fucked.
Man, I'm gonna read this.
When these Dutch motherfuckers decided that you was black and they was white.
Yeah. Because of that black shit. It says, verse 5, it says, "They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men." All right.
If the water you how about Shema Shada, they're starting to change.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, because the wrath of the Lord. Yeah. Because every day I turn on the computer, on the video, on my phone, whatever, I've seen violent incidents where Edomites just getting put to death, man.
Yeah.
Women and children too.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of Edomite women been killing their children and they spouses and their kids and shit lately. I don't know what the fuck going on.
And they just been killing.
These Edomites been killing the shit out of each other. All right. They start. You know what? Duh. Deuteronomy 30:7.
I was man.
Jeremiah 30:16. That's what's that right.
I was just getting.
But
that
yeah,
Deuteronomy.
been a lot of women going, like the woman who the Edomite that shot both her children. She had 2 little boys, like 3 and 4, and shot them.
She probably couldn't take a single mother who was like Keisha.
Yeah.
This is Deuteronomy 30:7. It says, "In Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee."
Mm-hmm. You remember that some years ago, it's probably maybe about 12, 13 years ago, that Edomite woman drove her 3 children into a lake.
Yeah.
And then jumped out and said that a black man stole her car.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. The black guy did it. All right. Remember?
I remember that.
When these Dutch motherfuckers decided that you was black and that they was white.
It's on.
Yeah, man.
With that
All right, what
saying,
you got, brother?
I was just checking out this FBI report, and this was an FBI report done by Table. This year was the 2019. If you see that link right there, you know what I'm saying, just where you see it. I'm gonna go through these numbers real quick, just real fast. There's lots of it. All right, murder and manslaughter. You got rape, robbery, aggravated assault, burglary, larceny, motor vehicle theft, arson, violent crime, property crime, other assaults, forgery and counterfeiting, fraud, embezzlement, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, you got the tables and it's done by race. So when you look at the numbers as far as the percentage of the totals, because on this you will have American, Natives, Alaskan, Black African, American, white, all right, Asian, right? So out of all those, it gives you the full percentages. We're going to concentrate on the white and the Black or African American, right?
African.
On the whites, we're going to run down this as far as the totals. 45% white, 69%, 44, 61, 68, 66, 67, 70%, 59, 66%, 64, 67, 65, 60, 60, 68, 55, 50, 74%, 71, 57, 65, 81%, 77%, 75, 63. Each and every single one of these columns. So when you go to the African American, you have a lot of 30%, 29%, 30%, 28%, 28%, 33%, 26%, 51% on one of them. So there you go.
So what that means that the news is still being filtered and controlled because the news does not reflect those numbers.
And that's from the FBI.
Right? The news will always make it more black and brown men in the crime. Only time they put Esau's in there when they do some big mass thing, which they do often. It's like every 3-4 months we got another school shooting in another nightclub or mall, and 99 times out of 100 there's some white male who's mad that somebody took his lunch money or some shit. Right.
Incel.
Right. The girl told him no, and then he saw in the car bobbing up and down on some nigga. He couldn't take it, so he went and shot some shit up. All right.
Did you want that, Jeremiah?
Baba Kasha.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity.
Yeah, you missed something.
This is the book of Jeremiah. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
There you go.
And all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity.
All of them.
Yep. So everyone that has devoured us, is going to be devoured. They're all going to go into captivity, man. The Lord is coming to stomp down and tear down all mountains and hills.
That's right.
And is that Ezekiel 10 and 25 or 25 and 10 when he says that?
I think it's 25.
Yeah, it is 25.
Get it.
Come on, this is Ezekiel chapter 25 and verse 12.
No.
Oh, not that one?
That's not it. That's a good one, though, but that's not it. No, we still gonna read that one anyway.
That is that is a good one.
That's what it is.
Yeah, read to 14. From 12 to 14.
Con, this is the book of Ezekiel chapter 25 and verse 12. Thus saith Yahweh, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged themselves upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and will make it desolate from Teman, and they of the damned shall fall by the sword.
Hey, and just a side note, just how Israel, you know, Jacob, Judah, and Israel, we always say it, it's a people before it's a place. It's the same thing with Esau. This will let you know that the Lord is going to destroy America, man. Because this is the chief stronghold of Edom. That's why he said, I will destroy man and beast from this place is going to be eviscerated.
Yes, it is, brother. And this is Jeremiah 10. We're going to finish with this one. But this is Jeremiah 10 and 24. Points to 25. All right? But it says, O Yahweh, correct me, but with judgment, not in thine anger, lest thou bring me to nothing. Because when the Lord brings his true wrath, his correction, there will be nothing left. All right? Verse 25 in the point. Pour out thy fury upon the heathen that know thee not, and upon the families that call not on thy name. How you always say we go into competition. I ain't about to lose to these niggas who serving these fake gods. All right? It says, but they have eaten up Jacob and devoured him and consumed him, and I've made his habitation desolate. All right? So the Lord is getting ready to bring his fury. Somebody get that in the NLT. I just want to hear it. That's Jeremiah 10 and 25. He's getting ready to bring his fury and his wrath down upon the heathen, and it's already happening, man. And he's making them go at each other.
Yeah.
All right? Because Edom out there pew-pewing each other, man.
They definitely
right.
They got a lot of pew-pew.
They pew-pew, yeah.
They got their shit.
They get ready to really pew-pew each other, man.
Oh, the one this freak. All right, this motherfucker, 19 years old. He so nonchalant about it. The fucking FBI was watching the other day. The FBI pulled up in this fucking crib. Then I think it was his mama asking him.
Oh,
said,
yeah.
Whose hands are these?
Yeah, she found hands in the head.
In the head, yeah.
And
You see how the
like,
nigga was talking?
And he said, he was like, yeah, I murdered him. Yeah.
Really pew-pew.
He's like, what did you do it with? He said it with a knife.
With a knife. I stabbed him with a knife.
Yeah, I just want to know what killing someone would feel like.
Buried his head.
Not that so the dude didn't offend you, he didn't harm you, he didn't threaten your life. Nah.
Nah. Then you see how he was talking?
Yeah. But that's Esau Edom. That's why he got to be put out the world, man.
That's how I talk. Like when you around like a fine bitch and you know in the head, I mean I'm fine, so I don't care. But this is how nonchalant he was. You kind of want to be nonchalant because you know everybody googly eyed about the bitch. That's how he was talking. Like, yeah.
I did that shit.
And he was dead serious. Said the hands.
Yeah, like you've done it before too, right?
I want to see how I feel.
I mean, we're all white here.
Yeah. Man, I watched that shit 5-6 times.
Yeah.
I'm just to look at how he's talking.
He's standing there with his hands in his pockets, glasses.
Cool as hell.
Yeah, I killed him with a knife. Yeah, cut his head and his hands.
That's the coolest he ever been.
Like,
in his
nigga,
life.
you cut his hands and his head off with a knife.
And kept them.
And kept him.
That trophy shit, the white, they always
It kept him.
Yeah.
Trophies.
He said it. She said, whose hands and head?
And his mother
He said,
freaking out.
The guy
his
who's
mother
been
is
missing.
fucking losing it.
Yeah, he said, you know the guy who's been missing? Really? He said, yeah, that's his. Yeah. He said, that's his. Yeah, it is the guy.
Why did you do it? I just always wanted to feel how it is to kill someone.
Yeah, he said it.
They always keep the trophy.
Cain, man. That's the spirit of Cain, man.
Yeah.
On
That's
Dexter,
Cain.
on Dexter, that nigga was keeping the blood slides with everybody.
Yeah,
he
man.
dropping
Yep.
blood.
I still haven't finished it. I think I'm
That
in
shit's
like
so good.
I think I'm in about season 6 now.
When he a doctor. A serial killer.
Yeah, he's a
Forensic
serial
scientist.
killer, forensic scientist, and his father, played by James Lamar, who's dead, but his ghost is still with him. Basically, showed him how to harness this. So Dexter only kills murderers, and rapists and people who do weird, fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Right. His whole code is not to kill innocent people. He only kills people who are. So in all essence, Dexter is really a death angel. All right.
Yeah.
He's a spirit created for vengeance, and that's what he does. He kills people who do fucked up shit to other people, and he usually kills them in similar fashion as to whatever they were doing. But get that in the NLT so we can wrap it up. You got it.
This is the book of Jeremiah, the 10th chapter and the 25th verse, and it reads, this is an NLT, and it reads, "Pour out your wrath on the nations that refuse to acknowledge you."
On the nations that refuse to acknowledge you, man. So when you're not acknowledging Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, you're also not acknowledging His people.
That's right.
So when you say that we're not the Israelites, and the scriptures clearly say in the place where it was said, "You are not my people," there it shall be said that you are a people, when all the evidence proves that we're exactly who we say we are.
That's right.
All right, irrefutable evidence. All right, biblical evidence, physical evidence, spiritual evidence is all there. All right, and you people just have cognitive dissonance because you don't want to let go of your control or your made up white privilege, and the Lord is taking it from you. Read.
Come on. Yeah, pour out your wrath on the nations that refuse to acknowledge you, on the peoples that do not call upon your name. For they have devoured your people, Israel. They have devoured and consumed them, making the land a desolate wilderness.
Right, and America was once a paradise, man. Hawaii was once a paradise. Hawaii is all kind of fucked up now, and most of the people that are from the island, they make up something like 90% of the homeless. They're from there.
Fuck.
How you homeless on your own fucking land? All right, so this is Esau Edom, man.
That's wild.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, did you look it up?
Fuck.
Look it up, and fortunately for them, it's warm all year long, and they can eat. They can fish and catch. Fish right out the sea, and then they also is fruit just grows right there in the wild on public land, so you can just grab a piece of fruit and eat. So, but they mostly live on the beaches in tents. The people that are from there, it's been there for generations. Because I was going to do a lesson on it, how they kicked the queen. There was a queen over there out of power in the early around 1910, something like that. And they basically took over the island because they basically wanted to make it a military setup so that they could have control, over in the South Pacific. And that's basically what it was all about. So you already stole Europe from Japhet. Japhet goes all the way to the fucking islands, way the fuck away from you, and you find them again and take their shit again, man. All right, hey, so with that, man, we're going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh.
Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash.
Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
Abad Babal.
Abad Babal.
Shit, man. Yeah, that nigga was